underestimated since I was a little one. When I get it poppin', I promise I had no business with
Welcome
the
to the
best.
comments for the Peanut Gallery podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz. I'm here with my man, Lenny Martinez. How you doing, my brother?
Good, bro. How are you?
Doing very well, my man. So, Lenny, just for everybody that's out there listening, why don't you let everybody know where they can follow you at?
Pretty much just on Instagram, Lenny Martinez 43.
Awesome. Well, so with that being said, Lenny, you've got some special news, my man. It's been a pleasure first and foremost to have you come on. Thank you for taking the time, especially on a Sunday to come in and grace us with your presence here. But you've been a big supporter for a long time of our project here. This is the first episode of the podcast in the new studio, so thank you for coming along and just helping us break it in.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for giving me the chance to be here. I'm a little nervous, but
Oh no, we're good, my man. So tell us about what you've got coming up.
I got a kickboxing fight May 11th, Stampede in Aurora, Colorado. First fight here, Colorado, and Factory X debut. Pretty excited.
Well, first and foremost, X on the chest.
On the chest.
But that's so. This is Colorado Combat Club.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Colorado Combat Club. They put on some great shows. I've enjoyed all of their stuff. From either the 5280 Muay Thai side to everything else that they've done over there at the Stampede. That's a nice little venue for fights.
Yeah, Stampede is not too bad. I'm about 10 minutes away from there, so it'll be a nice little easy drive on fight day. Won't be too much pressure.
Yep, definitely. So what are you taking the fight at? What's the weight class?
I believe 185s to 195s. I believe so, somewhere around there.
Nice, very nice. Well, I do have to talk some shit for being on my show and wearing that fucking Dodgers hat.
I mean, come on.
You
can't diss it.
As a Rockies fan,
That got swept.
fuck you. That's blasphemous. That's blasphemous. We're not wearing that shit on here, but I had to tell George the same thing because George came on here wearing some Patriots shit. Shout out to Buzzsaw, love you, my man. But yeah, so I don't know what it is. I must just must be something to get me riled up a little bit, especially as a Rockies fan out here.
Razzle dazzle.
A little razzled up as an NL West fan. I'm not gonna mention the sweep. I'm just gonna forgive that.
But it's there.
Why are you bringing up bullshit?
I'm not. just trying to remind you of a little bet we had, but.
Yeah, about that. I'm not joking. but yeah, no. So you obviously being a baseball fan, how did baseball help kind of shape your life growing up?
To me, I kind of feel it was like something to look forward to because how baseball takes that break, a couple months break. To me, it was just something to look forward to and I want to get better next year, and it just really made me more of a happy person, and really that was like my first love, like what I really wanted to do growing up, and it just stuck with me throughout life and even still till now. But
makes sense. I still love baseball. Obviously, that's a big part of my background growing up. But it's something it's a lot harder, especially like on TV and everything, for me to watch and to keep along with. Like going and watching a game. I went and watched that game against the Dodgers that Sunday night that got picked up by ESPN. Me and Katikas went. Shout out to El Guapo, Chris Gutierrez, UFC bantamweight. But we went and watched that game, and it was awesome watching it in person until we started getting the brakes beat off of us. Yeah. But I can watch in person. Get out of here, bro. But no, I can watch in person just fine. Yeah. But on TV, it's just so hard to follow anymore.
I think just because there's so much distractions at home, maybe.
Yeah, there's so many distractions at home, and I'll admit I'm definitely attention deficit in that regard. Especially with so many other things, from phone to tablet to whatever it is that could be grabbing my attention. But it's long, on TV. Yeah. Especially having a commercial break every half inning.
Yeah. And then commercial for every little thing, and kind of like lose interest too. That's probably why.
It just exactly it makes it tough in that regard. That's the thing where they talk about like stuff that the guys do that make the game long. It's not that necessarily. It's that you're taking a couple of minutes every half inning.
Yeah.
for commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where otherwise in and out, you know, in between innings, if you grown up playing ball, you know, like usually it's like boom boom, it's a minute, especially like tournaments. You know, people are keeping track of that. You know, innings, all that to keep you on a schedule.
Yeah.
I can guarantee goddamn to you that those commercial breaks are not only a minute.
Yeah.
Most of the time. No,
longer.
they're more than a minute.
Yeah.
So
Because you're at the ball game, you see 30-second breaks in between every inning or a little whatever, but not on TV. It's like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Most maybe.
No, exactly. You're experiencing more of a delay with that.
Yeah.
But you know, I still love the game though.
Yeah.
And it was fun going with Chris because Chris has never been to a game.
Yeah, it was his first.
And so just
really excited.
Exactly, really excited. You know, asking all the questions in the world.
Yeah.
Well, why do they do this? What? You take for granted how much about the game that you actually know.
Yeah.
And just
that doesn't.
Right, you know, from everything as simple as, well, why on an infield single, for example, why do you run through the bag, but you know, on the other ways, like you're gonna be out, like you know, just little questions like that he was asking, like
simple things.
You take for granted how many things that you just take as like like this is just how it is. Well, let's take a step back and let's explain it all the way. So it was
back to basics.
It was a fun experience. It was cool. You know, and then eating ballpark food, all of that. You know,
it's always about burning a $80 pocket in your wallet.
Yeah, and thankfully it wasn't too bad. You know, we got Hilton burgers.
Okay, never had them.
Oh, dude, it was pretty good. I can't lie. The Hilton burger. Shout out to Coors Field, you know, and the staff there. Hilton burger was phenomenal.
Yeah, never had them. I've been there plenty of times. I've never had. But you keep it simple: a hot dog, fries. Yeah, I'm good.
You would want the wiener. But you know, fresh with the blue vein in that Dodgers hat. But
salt is real. Salt is real.
But with you know, I don't know. I don't eat hot dogs. That's just me.
No.
But yeah.
Different.
Shit. I like the Hilton burger. That was really good there. Then I had a churro.
A churro. Oh, yeah. I always got to hunt them down.
You can't.
I mean, not every time, but
you know, I was just walking along on the concourse there, and
get that cinnamon.
Exactly. Just caught the whiff of it because they have like the cinnamon, like the roasted like candied nuts and all that too. Like that just, I mean, anywhere when you're within the vicinity of that, you catch the scent and the aroma of it there.
Mm.
But then I saw on the little sign that they had churros too, and I was like,
wait a minute.
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta give me some of that.
Yeah.
So I got me one of them. But yeah, Katikas, he had nachos. I swear he ate almost most of the entire game there. Oh yeah. But yeah, it was awesome just to see the smile. It was like a little kid at the ballpark. So it was fun. Right. You know, it was hilarious. But yeah, the game.
It was a good game. It was a pretty good game. You know it was.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. There were differences there.
Because I think the Dodgers lost the same day, so I'm not going to say much.
But you know, so it just happened yesterday morning. There was UFC St. Petersburg. What were your thoughts on that? You know, with the Reem.
Knees. That's it.
Yeah,
pretty much just knees.
See, I'm a big Alistair fan overall. You know, like long term, he's kind of, you know, in my opinion, some people were talking. You know, is he poised to make another run back at the top? He's
kind of.
I'll be honest, man. I don't see that portion coming back.
Yeah.
I think that he's kind of in a gatekeeper role portion of his career at this point.
Yeah, kind of opens up for other people, I guess, or helps them maybe.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like a guy like, you know, so obviously they were teammates, and it was crazy when they fought, but him and Curtis Blades.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, when that happened, obviously, you know, Curtis got the best of him, and it was in a very, you know, decisive fashion, very decisive and dominant fashion.
Yeah.
When he fought Francis, obviously that was, you know, that's one of the most posterized knockout images or still photos that's out there.
Yeah.
But Lennox tough, but can he, you know, how does he stack up against the top heavyweights? I don't know. You know, with where he's at age-wise, with how many knockouts that he's had, you know, he is kind of chinny.
Yeah.
That paired with USADA.
Yeah.
I mean, all facts, not trying to, poke fun at the guy or anything like that, but there's a very distinct, he's one of the guys when you talk about the difference of USADA bodies versus not.
Yeah.
Alistair Overeem he's one of two to me that are the picture examples. Yeah. Him and Vitor.
And Vitor, yeah.
Him and Vitor are the two picture perfect examples of what the testing versus not.
Yeah.
Because especially when you had Brock and Uberim.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the motherfucking steroid Olympics.
Pretty much. Just the promotion, just a needle.
Like, bro, you ain't just eating horse meat and all this sort of stuff. No. There was all the gear there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're juicing already.
Yes. I mean, just the look along, like, Ariane Celeste's face when Alistair took his shirt off for the weigh-ins, where you just saw her like melt right there. Like, oh my God! Like, yeah. Just the meme that they made for years from it. But now I do love Alistair though, and I love the fact that Alistair's out here in Colorado training. I think that's great. Yeah, he's been at Elevation for a while.
Oh wow! I had no idea. That's pretty dope.
I think that it's awesome that there is that much of an MMA market here in Colorado, period. Yeah. There's a lot of very high-level guys who call Colorado their home. Yeah. Whether it be here at Factory X, whether it be with Elevation, whether it be, there's guys down at Gilbert Smith's gym at Victory in Colorado Springs to, just all around. There's a lot of talent here in Colorado.
Yeah. Lots.
I love seeing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They come just for the elevation or just for their fight camps is dope.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they just make it a permanent home.
Right.
It's pretty cool too.
Because honestly, Colorado's awesome. Mm-hmm. But, a lot of the out-of-staters stop moving. You know what I mean? You make them rent too expensive.
Oh, right.
But no, I mean, just to give credit where credit's due, Elevation is as solid as it gets with some of their lineup. You have Neil Magny, who is a great representative of the sport. He's a picture perfect ambassador for a fighter. He's the team captain over there. Yeah. He's a military veteran. He's a very well spoken and highly intelligent guy. Yeah. It's hard to argue against a guy like him. You know what I mean? You also have your guys like Justin Gaethje to Austin Hubbard, just recently signed. He's going to be on the Rochester card as well.
Oh, really?
You have Chepe, obviously. You have guys like that who are all highly talented.
Yeah.
There's that makes the state of Colorado look good. Yeah. In my opinion.
With big names or really well known people.
Because obviously people think, California has a lot of schools. Down in the south, down in Florida or wherever, especially in a few years past when you had other gyms aside from ATT, when you had stuff like Black Zillions and all that being a big entity in the game.
Staple and everything.
There's all these pockets that are out there, but Colorado is really kind of starting to make their stamp. Yeah. And I love it.
To keep up with the big names that are the well-known places.
And then obviously here, you have everybody from your Lionhearts to your longtime vets from, multiple different promotions like Dustin Jacoby to the Camozzi brothers to, Joe Warren.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yep, exactly. Shout out to, all the greats that are always here at Factory X. There's a lot of talent there, and to that next wave of people who are going to be on the forefront of the UFC. Yeah. Like your King Cage Devontae Smiths, Hurricane Heinisch about to fight on UFC Rochester, Macy when she's here. Yeah. There's
Chris
so
Gutierrez.
Many, Chris Gutierrez, obviously mentioned earlier. There's a lot that are chipping on the edge of getting that next big call from your people who obviously I'm biased and think that that they should be getting it, but Austin Jones Yusuf the Moroccan Devils of Law, like
Brandon
Royval,
Jordan Tony,
Sid Vidic, Jordan Tony. There's a lot that are right there. Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited to see what's about to come, because the thing is the work is still being done. There's no easy rounds here.
No, at all.
You know, Nate Smith also. You know, Cody Stamen, another one who's been through these doors. Court McGee. Yeah. You know, I'm just dropping a who's who of list. Eric Anders, your boy.
Right.
You know,
always.
You know, Eric Grant is been working. His progress has been incredible the last few months that he's been here. You know, he showed a before and an after picture the other day on his social media. Yeah. Shout out to The Antidote. You know, he fights on May 4th. Yes. That's huge. Yeah. You know, I mean, Mini Hunt could get the call at any point. Yeah. Like, you know, Vedov, Combate, and Medicas, you know, and then he's fighting at the LFA card in Vail and May 3rd, you know. Shout out to Royval going against former UFC vet Joby Sanchez. But I'm really excited for that card. I'm so really excited for that.
Six fighters on it.
Yep. You know, so all those mentioned, you know, then Carm the Charm, shout out to Carm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, then Stroop. Yep. So you know, Stroop too as well. You know, what is it like for you at this point? You know, obviously young within your fight career, to be out here with this much talent on a daily basis. You know, because it's not like that everywhere else. No. Like, that's one thing that Coach was talking about the other day in practice was, you know, like, there's a reason why people come from all over to come to Factory X. Yeah. What does it mean for you to be here, you know, basically, and to have grown with it?
It's a real privilege to be their training partners as well as, like, really good friends. Everybody here is close. It's not just like, oh, he's a teammate. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow, you know, you don't talk, whatever. Here it's just like a family, so you click more and it makes it more, you take it more for granted, I guess. You more like, well, now I get to see my family. It's not like a bad feeling, so it's always really good. It makes you feel you're a part of something, you know.
Right. But. Well, and you guys are all a very tight-knit group always, you know, and have brought me into the fold, which I'm, you know, forever grateful on that side of things. Factory X has became my family. You know, it's been my next family in that regard. From now, you know, state to state, multiple trips to, you know, all over the place, following cards and, you know, just having a good time. Yeah. You know, there's
just going along for the ride.
Memories.
Good journey.
You know, some of the best memories are those ones where we're sitting in the hotel rooms, you know, just watching the other, you know, like we were down in New Mexico, for example, when Markel and Jordan fought down there for Jackson's, and then Anthony was fighting Vulcan, and I think that was, you know, they were in Canada for that fight. I think that was Moncton, that card.
I think so, yeah. I'm not too sure.
Or maybe that one was, I don't remember. Yeah. You know, that one might have been German. I don't remember. Yeah. But one way or the other. Just the family aspect of it in that way, you know, when we were out in Nebraska for MCF for the St. Patty's beatdown, everybody was in the hotel room watching Katikas for UFC Nashville for the beginning portion, to then end the locker room once we had to be over to the venue, which was just, you know, like right down away from the hotel, which was nice. But we were watching Macy in the back.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, there's just a family aspect to it. Yeah. You know, fight nights from, you know, gotta love Steve, Crazy Steve. Oh, but you know, Steve always getting the tables together, you know, for fight nights. Like you know, last week when everybody was watching UFC 236.
About time. Shout out anybody who wants to go. It's about time every single time.
Yeah, you know, they always have the fights. So everybody who, you know, supports fighters or is a fan of it, go out to these spots if you're looking for a place to enjoy it. Support your local businesses and establishments. You know, I watched it from Crazy Carl's myself because I had another project I was working on up north. But shout out to Crazy Carl's at Fort Collins. Love it. You know, when I was in college. Crazy story with Crazy Carl's, and this is just a random plug to them, but that was when they were first opening, and now they have multiple locations. All that's a pretty successful venture out there, but they were first opening when I was like a sophomore in college, and it was right down the way from the apartment complex that I was living in. And they basically had ground floor pricing for everything when they first opened. You know, for just those first couple of weeks of like a soft opening, and then blasted stuff out for you know, for basically grand opening, if you will, or I don't know if that's what they had titled it, but fell in line with 420.
Oh, Jesus.
And so they
Perfect.
literally sold out of
time.
every ingredient in the store on April 20th that year. Yes. So because I remember trying to call in to place an order to go and pick it up right down the way.
Yeah.
And they're like, we ran out of food.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's how good Crazy Carl's is, and that was in the very beginning. And because they had that quality of a product or that good of a pizza, and their giant stuffed grinders. Now they have multiple multiple locations. They've expanded, kind of like how Factory X has. They started off in one single small little portion of this little strip unit. And it just expanded through almost the entire thing now, aside from one little other spot that's like on the on the open wall too. But yeah, it's awesome. They have TVs all over the place watching the fights. They had the Nuggets were playing in the playoffs that night. The Avs were playing in the playoffs that night. So it was a sports fan's dream in there. So like I say, these places that put on these, support your local businesses. If you want to go out there and watch them, spend some money a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Give them let them wet their beak a little bit. Just let them wet their beak.
Let them wet their whistle.
yeah. But, so what has been something that you've really kind of learned about yourself in this journey now that you're we're less than a month out, we're a couple weeks out from your fight coming up. Tell me something that you've learned about yourself in this time.
Really just what you're really made of, how far you could push your limits, I guess. Because it's pretty, I don't want to speak for anybody, but for me, in my experience, it helps me push myself more and helps me to really, just like I was saying, just really see what you're capable of, and you want to challenge yourself to go more and more. And I don't know, just really that, I guess. So I'm not a little bitch, but I don't know. I guess simple as that, I guess.
So are you saying, to expand on that, figuring out, I guess, really what your own limits are and how far can you go and how far are you willing to push past that? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah. I don't know if I sounded weird, but yeah.
No. I mean, just trying to expand on it to completely, really understand that portion of where you're coming from with it. So also coming from kind of a warrior culture in that regard, how much does that play into your approach?
Really just pretty much thinking that, like, I'm a warrior. Like, it's in my blood, it's who I am, it's who we're all made to be, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So why not dig deeper into that and manifest it more and really use it into fighting or just into life in general,
Yep. No, absolutely. Because I mean, you have the warrior tattoos, all of that within. So it's obviously a spirit that you try to harness or you try to embody and represent. So I mean, do you ever feel that portion come out of you, that red hot portion of the instinct in training? Like you maybe take. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always, you get hit with one good one, you're like, oh, okay, motherfucker, and you hit him back, and then it goes from there, but, I mean, I guess, for example, on Friday, they were judging just straight concussions for me and my round, me and my friend Ryan, but, I don't know, it's just, I mean, I guess it manifested, sometimes it does, I don't mean it to come out, but it just get like a stone face and really just focus in. Mine isn't really thinking of anything. I'm just going with the flow, but I can definitely feel it then. And I feel like, I mean, you ain't going to kill me. I'm made for this, it's in my blood.
No, that's totally understandable there. I mean, I can't argue with it. That's where it's great here, though, like that it's such a professional environment that maybe gets you for a second, but nobody really. It's not a blood and guts sort of situation.
No.
Like it's not just everybody just biting down and having brawls, sort of slugfests all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's controlled chaos.
Yeah.
To where you're actually getting something out of it because there's a place and time to let it fly, but if you're doing that all the time in training, like I feel like that's just only going to, as a professional, it's going to shorten your career when it comes time to actually get paid and make money.
Your career or your sparring partner's career, anything,
Right. And I just look at guys like Vanderlei Silva, who they always say that Vanderlei had zero concept of control. There was just none.
Yeah, you can look on YouTube and there's like pages of this guy going crazy and sparring and even just outside of the ring too.
And that led to how much within that led to him needing to have some of the surgeries that he's had in this time with with his facial reconstruction, from his nose being flattened from the pounding and the trauma, to him having he's mentioned that he has cognitive issues, that he's had heavy concussion and head trauma symptoms. I think that there's a right way and a wrong way anymore that science has taught us. Dude.
Maybe not so much back in the day when they like really figured it out more, maybe.
Right.
Maybe now it's more broken down.
And that's where oh man, it's gonna be so hard to ever kind of break that within the hurt business though in general, because it's such a warrior culture. You know what I'm saying?
Like you gotta have that kind of oomph into your bite. You can't just be like the talk about it, but you gotta kind of.
That's where really I feel like though having good coaches and strong programming is ideal though. That's where that comes into play. If you are controlled, or if you are controlling the process as much as possible, because obviously you can't control everything or the outcomes when stuff happens in this game. It just, you never know. It could be as simple as, how many times have you seen, countless times within, a sparring, maybe you snap one off a little bit more than you thought that you did, and you kind of stick somebody. You know what I mean? Or just that can happen, and that throws someone off, or maybe someone catches a seam of a glove and they get a little cut or something. That can change a radical portion of what's going on. But if you control overall programming, and not just let it be all right, well, we're gonna maybe drill a little bit of this, and then we're just gonna go live, and we're just gonna let it fly.
We're just gonna have fun.
There's just much more of a methodical process to it. At this point. I think that's just the evolution of the game. So,
perfect time for potty break, right?
I had to take a brief potty break there, but so just to kind of transition to a different piece. You've also not only within fighting, but just you made some life changes in terms of your health and your fitness and all of that so we can definitely share some common ground on that side of things. Making some major lifestyle changes there. How much better do you feel now that you've kind of turned that corner?
I feel a lot better, a lot happier. Of course, I still have my moments where it's not so good, but it's a lot better than it was before. Mentally wise and physically wise, I just feel a lot better.
Okay. So what have you found it hard, especially hard to kind of stick to it now that it's been some time, or is it something that's really, just now you've adopted?
Like what do you mean? Like is it harder?
Like is it hard to maintain?
Because
they're and just like the drive to continue to stay because with the society that we live in, it's easy to fall off of that train of eating healthy and eating things that are good for us, being fit, when there is the drive-through that's just so easy, quick, and convenient to go through, versus actually having something healthy that's nutritious and valued with nourishment and whatnot.
I almost forgot what it was. Pretty easy. I just really, I have my own little steps or like ways that I do, whether if it's, I want something to eat, or if like, of course the temptation, but you always just gotta think like, is that moment of pleasure worth later? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is it worth later down the road when I ate that cookie or ate this and that, when later I'm like, oh shit, there's like a couple extra pounds on there. Well, it was because of that. Or you just don't feel good about yourself later.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
No. I get exactly what you're saying. The moment on the lips and a lifetime on the hips. as the old saying goes. You know what I mean? Yeah. But so I gotta ask you, what if you were to name something as far as an album, because obviously you got the Wu-Tang tattoo.
Woo.
Throw it the Wu-Tang to kind of.
Shout out
If you had to name an album, if you were stranded on a desert island, and you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Anything, any music?
Anything, any music.
Damn, you put me on the spot. I have to say Revolution. That's a tough one. Damn you. Say either Good Vibes or their recent album. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go Good Vibes. I was thinking about the music. Yeah, I have to go with Good Vibes album.
Good selection.
It is.
It took me off guard with the Revolutions. I love Revolution. For the record, I've seen them a few different times. From the Fillmore to Red Rocks. Yeah. I mean, have you ever been to Red Rocks? Seen a show at Red Rocks?
I've always every concert of Revolution I go. Other concerts I'm like, nah, but Red Rocks is at least got to be the best for any kind of concert.
I'm biased but I am as Colorado as it gets in that regard. Red Rocks, there is not a better venue out there to watch a concert. Period. I want to throw a quick special shout out to my buddies with Project 432. They opened up the other night for Method Man and Redman at Red Rocks on the 420 Eve on the Rocks.
Wow.
Along with 311 was there, The Green. Yeah, that was incredible. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it there in person, but seeing a lot of my other friends who were posting videos and all that of them playing up there, jealous. It's like, oh my, like that's so awesome. Kai, love you, buddy, longtime friend. Since we were middle schoolers, pretty much. But awesome to to see like that. That's a musician's dream, to be able to play at Red Rocks. And then to do it, to share the bill for that sort of occasion.
All these people, like, open up for them, or like that's just, I can't imagine that feeling if you're.
Yep, and so that marks 2 years, because last year on 420 itself, they opened for Method Man and Redman along with Charlie Tuna, Collie Buds at Cervantes. I believe it was Cervantes.
I think so.
But totally different at Red Rocks. Like Red Rocks is just a different breed.
Yeah, the view to the architecture, whatever the hell it's called, but just nice.
Just the landscaping of the rocks, absolutely. To seeing them with their pictures on Instagram of putting up Project 432 and the Artist Tunnel where everybody kind of signs the rocks and the bricks. Like that was so dope to see that. Yeah,
it's part of history now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is. Yeah, it's cemented in history at this point. Like they rock the bill there. That's so awesome.
It is. That's dope.
Yeah,
congrats, guys.
Shout out to Project 432, like I say, and also want to throw a shout out to my boys over with Lion League Music. I'm ripping their shirt today. Lion League Music, my man Swab. That's who produces a lot of the music and the beats that have been featured on a lot of our different works throughout this time frame. They've got a new project out, Suave and One Piece. It's called Underdog, full length album. So if you guys are out there checking out YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, any sort of DSP that's out there, give them a look. That's Lion League Music, Suave and the OP, Underdog. Is there anybody out there that you want to give sort of plug to or anything along those lines?
Revolution, Wu-Tang. Mostly Revolution, and they really made an impact on my own life, So I really give a lot of that praise to them. Really helped me just in general,
Awesome. Very nice. There's something to be said about the way that music can affect you across the board.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
Reggae, I absolutely love reggae.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things to be said about just feeling good after listening to something. So people out there, even if you're not a big reggae fan, like if you just want to feel happy after listening to a little bit, put it on in the background.
Yeah,
just let it be something going on in the background for a little while. I don't know, I'm biased just because I like it, but if you put that on in the background while you're just doing something as just kind of some ambient noise,
You start
like you're
start,
gonna feel better.
yeah.
You know, the frequencies,
dancing
the
or something.
vibrations. It's just like you said with Revolution, bringing only good vibe.
Yeah.
Like it is.
It is. I mean, simple as just like the way the music is produced or the words, and I think a lot of like reggae too. It's like a lot of like
It's the upbeat.
yeah, and it's like misunderstood because people are like, oh, it's just weed. But if you really listen to the songs, they're always about peace, love, and unity. And people kind of overlook that with just the fact of it's just weed and everything, marijuana and all that.
Yeah, there's so much of it being, the people coming together.
Yeah.
I love that aspect of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like some tracks actually get pretty deeply political.
Yeah.
And especially, like Bob Marley's songs, there was a lot of political references within Bob Marley music.
Yeah.
Say like Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah.
That was all about the slave trade essentially. Yeah. There's stuff from Redemption Song to Elements Within, No Woman, No Cry. Like there's a lot of political references within Bob Marley music.
And what's good too is that they're really popular too. They're not just overlooked. So it's always cool.
And there are the aspects of like say like Get Up, Stand Up, like those ones that were very blatant, but again, very misunderstood or very misrepresented through time within certain circles, though, that they only associate it with it being, like, oh, getting high and smoking weed and this and that. That's an aspect of Rastafarian culture, but it's not everything.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not
and
at all.
People just really think it's just everything, but it's really not.
Right.
It's like, kind of like a religion. I've seen a documentary on it, or they're just... It's more serious than just smoking and all that, but it's more their culture, it's more what they are, and kind of branching it out for everybody's cool.
It's a holistic aspect of, everything being intertwined and connected.
Yeah. Which
I think, I don't know, like, I do believe that we've kind of lost our sense of being grounded within the connection to the world that we live in.
Yeah.
The constructs that we have made as humans within society, just the fact of, we're living in buildings and we're always, we always have a barrier from us to Earth. There's certain science or there's certain beliefs out there that say that we've lost our grounding aspect as far as like that, not like neural connection, but like that connection with nature and the universe like around us, like that spiritual connection, the principle of grounding where, I think it's of Eastern principle, but walking around barefoot, to kind of ground yourself with nature, they say to kind of recharge yourself, whatever, if you believe in, some of that shit's kind of woo-woo.
Yeah.
But there's also, I think, some realistic elements to it.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about being connected with real nature.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with someone about stuff like hunting too. Like people lose touch with where their food comes from.
Yeah. People
think that, oh, this comes from the grocery store. It doesn't come from the grocery store. As right now, like there's a lot of hunters out there in Colorado right now throughout the the last couple of weekends going turkey hunting. Yeah. They think that, oh, that's just that bird that shows up in the butterball shrink wrap that's frozen in the grocery store. Yeah. Well, got there somewhere. Got there somehow. Yeah. Wouldn't you rather know how that animal was harvested? So I just don't understand when people argue against hunting. Yeah. Especially when it's done humanely, when it's done in the right way. It's gonna, like, those animals are going to experience nature one way or the other. Yeah. I don't know.
Just the way it is, I guess.
Especially, because I love me some elk meat.
Elk, I haven't elk in so long.
Oh my God, I've still got some elk in the freezer. Meat,
hit your boy up.
Shout out to my man Efrain Hernandez out there. Always hunting. He last season dedicated the entire few months up to elk hunting season to just trying to be the best elk hunter that he could be when he went out there, and he finally got one.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh,
yep. So I'm very happy for him, very proud for him. He definitely hooked your boy up with a little bit of meat, so I'm thankful. So thankful with that. Yeah. So, I'm hoping that he gets a turkey. You know, just for his own, you know, as a hunter, and especially just knowing the work that people who go out there to try to, you know, to hunt and provide.
Yeah.
They put in a lot of work, man.
Just to hunt.
That's a lot just to be able to be put into that position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, as we just kind of tie this thing up right here, I just want to say real quick for everybody that's out there, if you are interested in supporting the movement, please go to www.cftpg.com. Check out all the merchandise that is there. Pick some stuff up. We greatly appreciate anything along those lines. If you head to the sponsored athletes page, you will see everybody available who has promo codes that can get you some value toward those purchases. Also, if you want to follow along with the show, go to Instagram, and it is at Comments from the Peanut Gallery, Facebook at Comments from the Peanut Gallery, Twitter at Peanut Podcast. We're available for subscription on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, as well as YouTube. So for everybody out there, please spread the movement as much as you can too as well. We greatly appreciate all the traction that we've gained and look to continue to come upon in the future. You know, Lenny, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for the time.
Yep, absolutely. And fuck the Dodgers.
Go Dodgers!
That's going to be the party way right there.
In the place for Judas, niggas claiming family, I don't sacrifice. Grip a 40, sip a 40 for them gutter pains. Keep a release on the mobile for them show me nice. I ain't living right, long live the game. Maximize capital, finite physical. Fuck metaphorical, my whole life digital. Dash for that play, not playing, I never play though. And chords get stringy when you tired line the queso. Dímelo mijo, that's what they say when I free flow. Might wet that sweet spot, that's less love me flowing. From no M state, still screaming B-mo. My time is my time, homie, I speed slow.